Today, WWE 2K26 announced game-changing features to their creation suite, first looks at new superstars, and a retro version of AJ Lee. Starting off with a screenshot of Chyna, this is her 97 attire. I think the attire itself is kind of bland, kind of mid, more of like her debut, but I do like how she looks. I think she's great, and I'm excited to see her in the game. And here's the new screenshot of AJ Lee. This is her WrestleMania 31 attire, and it's confirmed that she's going to be a different playable character. It's not just a different costume, it's going to be AJ Lee, and this will be AJ Lee from 2015. I'm excited to see they changed any of her moveset, but it's just always nice to have multiple versions of your favorite superstars. The next screenshot is of Chelsea Green. I love her new attire. I love how her face looks. I think she just looks great. She'll be one of my most played superstars on the game. And now we have our first look at the Street Profits. The first thing I'm noticing is there is no B-Fab entrance, so hopefully there'll be trios entrance later on, but we do have just Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. You can see Montez Ford has more of a beard in this picture, as well in this screenshot here, kind of walking towards the ring. Looks like they've focused a lot on facial animations, so you can see the little smug look here. So it looks good. I like the attire. It's going for a classic, like, sleek black attire. I'm excited to see what else they have in store. I mean, these are just, grainy screenshots, but it is nice to see the attires and kind of a first look at them. And here's a first look at the showcase What If for the fantasy matches. This is the CM Punk versus Stone Cold fantasy match. This is inside a CM Punk based arena with the giant fist in the background, like the retro giant SmackDown fist. I'm excited to see the arena. I might just use it as like my own version of a SmackDown arena, but this is probably the biggest fantasy matchup for CM Punk ever. CM Punk Stone Cold. I mean, he always wear like the Stone Cold shirt with a pipe bomb. It's just iconic. It would have been nice to have it back then, but at least we can get it in the game now. And before we get into the creation suite updates that I know you're gonna love, make sure you leave a like on the video, and if you like wrestling content like this, subscribe to the channel. Jumping into the creation suite news, they've already announced that they're doubling the amount of image slots and save slots, and now they're talking about these layers on the actual creation update. It says previously there were 60 layers total for the entire superstar, but now the head and body and then attire draw from separate pools. So you have 60 layers for the attire, which is already just the same as your entire thing as last year, but just for the attire, and now 40 for your head and body. This is going to be absolutely game changing for anyone who makes characters, anyone who makes content on here. Being able to take a pool of layers and just have it on your head and body, you can now focus strictly more on that, make it look better, make it more exactly what you want to, and then have the same number of layers as you're in total last year just on your attire. I think we're going to see an absolute a new era of creational content on this game. They also confirmed that the 60 for the attire is not just limited to just the ring attire. So it's 60 for attire 1, 60 for entrance 1, 60 for attire 2, 60 for entrance attire 2. So you have a lot of options. I mean, What's the Status here is one of the biggest, creators of content on the game, of superstars, and he's super excited about it. So if you're gonna trust anyone, trust Status. He's going to be making a lot of cool stuff this year because of it. Now, 2 screenshots from the creation suite. This one here is super cool. You can now have 2 toned hairs for like hair dye. You have the blue and the pink. This one you really couldn't do before, so you couldn't have the Seth Rollins with the blonde and that one side of the hair and black on the other side of the hair. Now you have complete control over what colors you want, where you want to have them, and I think not only is it a no-brainer, I think it's going to just add a lot more realistic looks to different creators. Sometimes you have wrestlers that have certain streaks in their hair, different color hair, and you can't really have the control of this. So I'm super glad they're ditching the old gen consoles to have features like this in the game. And the last thing here is the body part section of this in-game. You can have the more body morphing. You can see that the legs are nowhere near as big as his arms and his belly, and this is where your 40 layers are going to have here. See in the bottom right here, you say 40 layers. They have 11 here with 96 possible images and 128 possible parts. This just really allows you to define the body parts to a greater extent than previous games. So that means, like I said, more lifelike, better, more realistic looking characters, things that when you have them, you can't be like, oh yeah, it's just a created character. More options to have it where it's like, yes, this looks like it could have been in the base roster. It looks like 2K could have made this, and I'm so happy. I don't spend a lot of time creating my own characters, but I like to download characters, ones that don't make the cut. If I want an AEW mode, I like being able to download other characters that are not in the game. So having all these updates to these creation suite, it's just going to make the game so much better and give it much more playability. But let me know in the comment section below, which of these features are you most excited for and why? Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more.